Welcome guys to another episode of Caves of Thailand. Today I am at Wararam Cave in Surat, Thani province. This cave is also known as Fish Cave, and this isn't far away from Khao Sok National Park, so beautiful limestone mountains, definitely a place worth visiting. If you come to the entrance of the cave, you'll see all of those Buddhist statues and like a little bit of an opening on the cliff, and it was raining on this day. Now, Wararam Cave is a historical place because they believe that prehistoric humans lived here because of some artifacts and polished tools that they found. Now, there are actually two caves, Khao Cave and Pla Cave, or Fish Cave, and we're just going to be visiting the Fish Cave today because the other cave, Khao Cave, you need a ranger from the national park to take you, and because it's raining, because of the rainy season and floods and things like that, it was not able to go on that specific day. When you go to the cave, you pay about 20 baht. That includes this fish food, because this is Fish Cave after all. So I'm sure we'll meet some fish somewhere in this journey. So as you go to the entrance of the cave, you'll see that there are lights, but these lights are not really very significant, not really useful or helpful. And I also didn't bring a flashlight at all. I didn't use my phone or any torch, so I'm completely relying on the light that I'm getting from my camera. As I enter this first chamber, you can see it isn't super massive, maybe 15 meters, I would say, wide, and the ceiling maybe only 3 or 4 meters tall, not really a big room, but there's the cement pathway that you can just follow, and already you can see the exit or another entrance there on the other side with a wooden building. In Thailand, I believe they call it like a sala, Thai sala building. Now, if you step off of the cement, the soil is a little bit muddy because of the rainy season, so the cement path is useful. It makes the cave more friendly to visit. Now, the name of the cave is written on top there against the cave wall, on top of this Buddha image. And if I take a look back, you can just see that is the entrance where I came from, just following the cement path all the way until I came to this religious image over here with the name of the cave written there on top of the rock, and then this opening where we see this building. Like I mentioned, I think they call it a Thai sala building, and with a view of the river, we can basically say. And people say this is a place where people can come for some recreation. I guess not the cave, but more like this specific place where they can come and sit and just relax. Now, because of the rainy season, you can imagine that there is more water in this cave. Because of the river, the level of the river can rise and some of the water can go into the cave, and we'll see that in a moment. So really beautiful view, just typical Thailand, jungles, limestone mountains, and like I mentioned, this is close to Khao Sok National Park with that beautiful lake river where you can take a long-tail boat and you can see the limestone mountains. You can even stay there. Definitely worth visiting when you come to Thailand. A little bit more difficult to get there than some other places in Thailand, but the scenery is just beautiful. And then this is the part where you take the fish food that they gave you as part of your 20 baht, I guess, entrance fee, and then you throw the fish food into the river, and then you'll see in a moment there'll be some fish that will just absolutely devour the food that I'm throwing into the river. Obviously, the water isn't very clear, and that has to do with the rainy season. I would guess that during other parts of the year there might be less water, but clearer water maybe. And so here you can see the fish absolutely devouring the food that I'm throwing into the water, and I'm not really sure what type of fish it is. Looks like they kind of have like a red tail. You might find some information about it online. And they're not that small. They're definitely bigger than the side of my hand. And within just a couple of seconds, all of the food that I throw into the water would be gone. Now, I imagine people don't come and fish here because it's a temple compound area. But that's, I guess, one of the activities that people can do when they come to this cave. Then I make my way back to the religious statue area there. In the far distance, you can see the entrance where I came from. So now I'm going to turn to the right, or if I'm coming from the entrance, to the left, still following on this cement path, and you can see it's not really dark because of the opening that we have on our right side, so you don't really need a light or flashlight or anything like that. Continuing on this cement path to the left, there's like a small little chamber, but not really anything significant. It's not really necessary to go on the inside. There's nothing to explore or really much to see. Around the corner, still following the cement path, we find this other opening once again that also leads to the river. Same river where I just gave food to the fish, but there's no building or anything here. We just have this cement bench here on my right. But I think that there's place here for people to tie up a boat so passengers can get on and off at this specific spot, but I didn't see any people or any boats on this day. Just here on the side, we have the internet calls it the hermit type of monk, a figure that we find in Buddhism and Hinduism that you'll see in the caves everywhere, a bearded man with tiger skin. So then on the way back with that cement path, I saw this little bit of an opening that doesn't really have any cement path, but it's not that narrow. It isn't that difficult. Just bend down a little bit, could go through. I could see a light there on the other side. It wasn't a natural light, it was artificial light, and that's probably the brightest light whole video in terms of the cave. So I took a look to the right side, and then you can see the river. Water from the river is already coming into the cave. So as the water level in the river is going to rise, more and more water will come into the cave. Extremely muddy. Now, if you would take that path there in front, turn left, that would lead you to that cave, which apparently is very, very beautiful, but couldn't visit on this day. So I decided to take the cement path back, as I could see an entrance or exit on the far other side. To my left and my right, if you move off of the cement, very, very muddy, especially on the far right side, you can see extremely muddy, and that definitely has to do with the rain and water also coming in from the river. So I'm not sure how high the water level can actually go inside this cave. And then this would probably be the last light inside the cave, and you can see it just isn't very bright at all, isn't super helpful. But it's not really necessary because the cave isn't super dark, because we have entrances on both sides. You'll see lots of water here, water that is leaking into the cave because of the rainy season. And this would be the exit basically, or the entrance. Depends which side you come from. And so it is kind of weird. So if you come in the rainy season, just watch out so that you don't slip or fall. You can see lots and lots of water. And unfortunately in this cave, I didn't see any super amazing rock formations, no real stalactites, stalagmites, or really anything significant, if I can say it like that. There's a board basically that gives directions to Cow Cave, which was there where the water was coming into the cave. So if you continue with that muddy path, it will lead you to that cave that is much more significant than Pla Cave, Wararam Cave, or Fish Cave. Those three names is what we can use for this cave. So thank you for joining me on this journey at Wararam Cave in Surat, Thani province in Thailand. Like and subscribe for the next adventure, the next episode, as we continue to visit caves of Thailand.